was it also the social capital that you talked about?
No, the things you wouldn't not think about, like maybe starting a company at that time.
That you were able to get the working capital.
But one of the things I think that stood out for me, or that highly helped me to be in a position I'm in, I was always on the front line.
How did you get that capital, working capital, and maybe the starting capital, if I may put it that way? Hello guys, welcome to the Diary of a Hustler podcast. My name is Becca and I'm super excited to have you on board. For starters, guys, the reason as to why I decided to start this podcast is to kind of create a platform where young people, young hustlers, if you like, can be able to meet and share ideas, share knowledge, and even experiences that they go through. And I do believe through these conversations we can be able to inspire one another. We can be able to inspire one another. We can be able to share experiences. And, through these ones, we can transform our communities, our country, and even the world at large. So please, guys, visit our YouTube channel. That is the Diary of a Hustler podcast. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Keep the conversation going. And guys, in Uganda today, and of course across the world, many young people are tackling major challenges, major problems, with new ideas and of course innovations. And guys, in this maiden episode, we are going to be talking about money in technology. Because man, I know everyone is looking for money. Yeah. So, and guys, let's be honest. The world of tech is moving at a lightning speed, and understanding the money side of things can be very, very overwhelming. So, guys, we'll be chatting about everything from startup funding to IPOs, that is initial public offerings, to the economics of the gig economy. You guys are influencers, you guys are freelancers, yeah, and name them. So, and even the future of digital currencies. So, all in a way that is easy to understand, and with a little bit of fun, yeah. So grab your headphones, grab your earphones, and let's get started, guys. To have this conversation, I'm joined by Cirus Sumika. Cirus, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Becca, for hosting me.
All right, guys. Cirus is a techpreneur. He is a mentor. He is a writer, and of course a speaker. Starting his entrepreneurial journey in 2019 during his time at Makerere University, that is business school, MOOBS, he's now the CEO, right?
Yeah,
CEO,
sure.
That is Sumic IT Solutions Limited, and it's a prominent technology firm operating across Africa and Asia. He's celebrated with numerous awards and, of course, accolades for his contribution to innovation, entrepreneurship, and mentorship. Cirus has inspired over 2,000 youth and inspiring young entrepreneurs across Africa through impactful programs, workshops, and speaking engagements. Yeah. So his efforts have empowered the next generation to embrace innovation and entrepreneurship. Yeah. So Cirus, welcome to this podcast. And by the way, if you didn't know, you're the maiden guest, yeah? And I really appreciate your time, and thank you for honoring my invitation, yeah? Because, man, it was on a short notice, but you have been able to make it, yeah? So thank you. Cirus, let's kick off this conversation, shall we? First things first, how are you? How is life? How is everything? How is business, man?
Well, I'm well, and business is faring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will not say that everything moves on well because everything cannot move on well.
Absolutely, Cirus.
Yes, so it's ups and downs here and there, but those are the reasons why we keep growing and we keep getting stronger.
How is Sumic? Is it Sumic?
Yeah.
It's Sumic IT Solutions, yeah?
Sumic IT Solutions.
Yes.
I don't know why people say Sumic, but
I mean, the pronunciation, man.
but it
Yes.
should be Sumic. SU is Sumic. Yeah.
Sumic.
Yeah, Sumic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How is it?
Yeah, Sumic is doing well. Yeah, I would say, and the team at Sumic is doing a very amazing job.
Oh, yes.
On seeing that we move towards our vision, and we also work every day towards the mission of seeing that we digitize enterprises.
Oh, yes.
Not only in
yes.
Africa, but also in some parts of Asia. Probably we hope also to expand in Europe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Cyrus. I want us to talk about your journey of becoming a CEO. Yeah, now that is Sumic IT Solutions. Yeah, what sparked your interest in technology, and how has the journey been like up to this point in time? Because man,
I think for me, I'll be honest. Back in the days, maybe I think when I was still in high school, the things you wouldn't not think about, like maybe starting a company at that time.
Oh, yes.
In most cases, maybe you are thinking maybe you'll work in government, you work in a big corporation.
Those traditional.
Yeah. But one of the things I think that stood out for me, or that highly helped me to be in a position I'm in, I was always on the front line, almost in every level I was in during my education.
Yes.
I was in leadership positions. Yeah, I could stand, contest, and it helped me grow a couple of things.
Literally, you have been a leader from day one.
Yeah, I've been a leader I think I have experience of leadership for over 20 years.
Oh, yeah, that's
interesting. From my senior one, then I started from the lowest position in high school to the toppest head prefect. And I went just in the middle there, a couple of things, like from timekeeper, class captain, assistant heady boy. You go uprising, you become president of different clubs.
Sure, yes.
So even when I joined university, I participated in university politics. And it was not by force or what, but I really enjoyed it. It was like my thing.
If you could allow me to interject, because I remember when we were at Makerere, I think the first time we met.
Yeah, sure.
We were having a conversation. I think Job was part of this conversation, and he was like, you're supposed to be in politics, because what are you doing in these CEO things? You're supposed to be in
ideally
politics.
what I can say about that is you see, when someone is participating in like maybe school leadership or politics,
yes,
maybe the ultimate goal may not be a politician, because you see also in the business world,
yes,
you need leadership skills.
Oh, yes.
High leadership skills. I have seen CEOs stepping down as CEOs and hiring CEOs.
Because they have no leadership skills.
Exactly, because they have no leadership skills.
Oh, yes.
So running a team that is in position to wake up every day and pursue the vision and stick on the mission on daily basis comes from the ability of having great leadership from the top.
Oh, yes.
So here you are dealing with people, who come up and wake up every day and pursue a vision you started.
Oh, yes.
And that is not something that you build, from maybe, I would say from just from an imagination. It's something you grow over time, that ability.
Yes.
And all great CEOs are great leaders.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's interesting, Sarah. Because I think that speaks to my next question, because still when we were at Makerere, you were a panelist, on one of the forum there. And I remember very vividly you saying that, you said that when you did get to campus, your parents or your family expected you to, just like any other student, go through campus, graduate, apply for a job, or get a job and, get a family and, all that. Why did you develop this private sector kind of mind? How?
As I said, from my times of like primary, secondary, even university, I always I always opted to be a unique student.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I like that.
yeah, like
A unique student.
And when I reached university, there are things I appreciated from God.
Yes.
At least I had the ability of understanding things in a different way from others.
Yes.
Even in academics, I could perform well. I could also balance the other co-curricular activities that like being in leadership in politics.
Yes.
I could not be the guy who sits in the book all the time.
All the time, yeah.
I could be
bookworm. We used to call them bookworm.
Yeah.
Bookworm, yeah.
I could balance all sectors, and definitely there is no way leadership or participating in anything else affected my academics. I could still go back and beat many people in class. So, there are also things I learned that I observed. Like I used to look at some people who had graduated and they were like bookwormers, but they had not found employment.
Oh no!
And it kind of changed my thinking that when you reach university, it's not all about those results.
Yeah, results.
You get it? Yeah, so you have to do a couple of things. You may not, say that you are going to build connections that are going to help you get the job.
Yes.
But you may build what we call social capital.
Social capital. Oh, yes.
And because when you start something, you need money.
Yeah.
To invest in the things you are doing. You need some connections to open some doors for you. So as maybe you are lobbying for some things, you have to be considered.
Yeah, and yes, Cirus. I think. By the way, I don't know, but you have talked about the aspect of capital to start. Okay, just like any other business, because you need capital to start a business. When you were starting, how did you raise capital? I mean, was it also the social capital that you talked about that you were able to get the working capital? How did you get that capital, working capital, and maybe the starting capital, if I may put it that way? So, because the reason is why I'm asking this, many young people out there, Cirus, they have these ideas, they have these bubbling ideas in their minds. How can they start? How did you? Is it that your family was well off and you were able to get the capital for you to start? What exactly did you do, Cirus?
I was lucky that I grew up in a family that also respected teaching us about money and business.
Yes.
I highly worked in my mother's shop.
Yes.
She was running a big retail and wholesale shop. But not only that, she had a couple of real estate properties that sometimes I could participate in managing.
The family was well off, yeah?
No, but the money did not come from my father or mother.
Oh, yes.
I opened my first bank account when I was 16 in 2014.
Wow.
I was in my senior 3.
One would expect you to be similarly, yeah.
Yeah, so because when I was in secondary,
Yes, Cirus.
I was so much into leadership. So I could read newspapers, I could read magazines. So I remember learning about the Forbes magazine. So I started reading the Forbes very early. So, as I said earlier, that I always wanted to be a unique student, a unique person. So I could not just want to stand and speak to people, with less information.
Oh, yes.
I could go and read newspapers to know the current affairs.
You had to be informed.
Very informed,
Oh, yes.
So I learned about the billionaires very early, and there are a couple of them that inspired me.
Oh, yes.
And then in my secondary, like the people who were my friends, some of them were coming from well-off families. So you could hear them say, I have a bank account. And I'm like, how comes that me, I don't have?
I don't have one, yeah?
Like, you're like, man, I need to have one. Then you ask, how did you have one? Then they tell you that their parents supported.
I know.
And then you're like, for me, if I tell my mom or dad I need a bank account, it's trouble. So I opened a bank account secretly when my parents didn't even know. So I started saving from senior 3 up to the time I reached university.
So
by
you
the time I
developed
reached
the
university,
saving culture right from
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So by the time I reached university, I had generated some good money. So when I heard that when you start a business, you have to register, you have to do this, at least, the starting money was there and it was for my savings.
You had that vision.
Yeah. Actually, for me, the intent was not to start a company in senior 3. The intent was to be on the list of the billionaires. That's it, because back in the days, I thought that the billionaires...
You wanted to be on the list of the billionaires.
Yeah, I thought that if I save money from senior 3, by the time I reach university, I would be a billionaire. Because I thought that the billionaires, when they rank them in their net worth...
That's too big of you, guy.
I thought that when they say Elon Musk is maybe 341 billion, back in the days, I thought that's how much he has in the bank. That's what I thought, but it isn't. So I was like, okay. Yeah. And at that time, my role model was Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, because I read his story. I watched how he started everything from university as a student. And I was like, by the time I reach university, I'll be like him. But if this is the net worth he has, I think I can start saving all my money, all my pocket money, every money I get in the bank. So as maybe when I reach university, I'm also on the list. Yeah, but of course, when you keep growing and you keep, advancing in levels, you realize a couple of things, that the net worth is not the money you have in the bank.
All right. So it's interesting. Of course, the flesh of this conversation is money. Yeah, money in tech. Because everything is looking for money. Yeah, even the viewers out there are, someone is there any money aspect in this conversation? Yeah. My question is, and Cirus, I want a yes or no, and I think that will propel us into as we delve into our conversation. Is there money in technology?
Yes,
is there money in tech business?
It is there.
Yes.
Yes, it is there.
Cirus, if it's yes, interesting. If it's yes, where exactly is that money, and how can someone tap into that wealth in tech business, in tech industry?
If someone wants to prove that there is money in tech, when you look at the billionaires list, I think almost the first 10 billionaires are all in technology. Yeah. So I can mention for you names. Elon Musk is in technology.
Mark
Zuckerberg is in technology. Jeff Bezos in technology. Bill Gates technology. Larry Ellison of Oracle is in technology.
Yes.
Okay, those are Americans, but you go to China, Jack Ma. You look at the CEO. Look at the CEO of TikTok. That is all technology. Look at Larry Page of Google. Larry Page, Sergey Brin. These are all Google guys. Like, that's all technology.
Yes.
So
that shows money's there. So you guys out there, please, money's there. Money's there, and it's coming from someone who is in that very industry.
And also, when you look at on the African continent, most of the companies that have raised good, investment, when they are tech businesses. For example, there's a Nigerian startup called, I think it's no longer a startup now, Nigerian fintech company called Flutterwave.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Flutterwave is a payment gateway, but it's one of the icons. Recently, I think you heard about Cheaper Cash.
Yeah,
That's all technology, yes. So technology, tech businesses have a lot of money.
There is money.
There is money.
All right, interesting. Cirus, let's also talk about the emerging technologies in generative AI. That is, AI. Let's talk about the cyber security. Those technologies there. What do you think is their impact in the job market? When someone talks about the generative AI, when someone talks about cloud computing, all those technologies, what is their impact in the job market?
Well, all the latest technologies are revolutionizing the jobs we have in the market.
Yes.
And it can be on an advantage to some people, and it can be on a disadvantage to some people.
Oh, yes.
But I know the people have worries like AI and some other technologies will take away the jobs.
Oh, yes.
But in my opinion, it creates more jobs and it takes the world to a different level.
In a
way that you imagine who creates those technologies? Aren't they people?
Human beings.
Right? Human
Yes,
beings,
interesting.
right? And when they create them, there is need to train people on how to use them. That's a job created.
Oh, yes.
There's a need to maintain those technologies. Those are new jobs created. Right?
Oh, yes.
You get it?
Oh, yes.
So it means if I've been knowing the current technologies and a new technology has come on board, I just need to upskill myself, and I get to that level of the current technology that has come on board. I just need to upskill myself.
Oh, yes.
So as I don't get irrelevant.
In other words, you need to position yourself
Exactly.
better. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you just need to add on. The way someone would say, I have a bachelor's, but I'm going to add on maybe a master's.
Oh, yes.
You
Yes,
get it. And then
yes.
someone says, I think to go to the next level, I need to add on a PhD. You get it?
Yes, yes, sir. Meaning jobs are going to be created.
Jobs are created every day because whoever sits behind there and does the AI is a human being, and it's a team, right?
Yes.
And once they engineer that, they have created a room for people who don't know those technologies. There is now a job of teaching people that technology. That's a job.
Yes.
I have to teach people on how to use this technology.
Yes. Interesting. Yes. Now, because, Cirus, I think you've put it right.
Yeah.
But someone out there, I mean, they may be wondering what are some of the in-demand skills that, for example, you're a big person, in tech, you employ people. What do you think are some of the in-demand skills that you guys are looking for if someone is to be employed in tech industry right now?
Well, in the tech industry, people who are in programming, there is market. Because you see, the AIs you see are programmed by engineers, right? So the programming language specifically for AI, like Python, they do those TensorFlows and so on. Then the mobile application industry is also highly growing, like the mobile apps.
Oh, yes.
People who know how to, code the apps and so on. But the beauty is, there's a way technology moves in a way that things are interconnected. Once I do the AI and I do the mobile app, I have to put it somewhere so as people can see it. That's cloud computing.
Oh, yes.
Everything has to be in the cloud, meaning that people who know how the servers interact, cloud computing is also gets on market.
Wow.
That's a beautiful thing. So then also the high use of AI creates, many cybersecurity issues,
yes.
right? Because people can use AI
Cirus,
to
I like
hack.
the way you're interconnecting these things, you guys.
Yeah, because AI is, once technology grows, you find that all sectors are on demand. As AI is growing, cybersecurity becomes also another issue. We are supposed to think about, are we really safe with these AIs?
Actually, in economics, we call that linkage.
Yeah, perfect.
Linkage. Yeah, sure.
So there are many linkages. You find that if I'm concentrating on cybersecurity, I'm going to have market. If I'm concentrating on cloud computing, I'm going to have market.
Oh, yes.
If I'm concentrating on software development, coding, I'm going to have market because all these things have linkages. And you find that it's not one person who will do the cybersecurity, who will do the mobile app coding, who will do the
you
cloud
can't do
compute.
all that.
You will not, definitely. So you have to specialize.
Oh, yes.
And that can give hope to anyone who says, me, I'm in cybersecurity. Do I have market? Yes. Me, I'm in cloud computing. They have market? Yes. Me, I'm in coding. They have market? Yes. You have a market.
Cirus, the way you're bringing, these things, man, it seems like jobs are there.
Definitely jobs are there. Because I'll tell you is sometimes people create themselves jobs where jobs are not.
Repeat that?
Sometimes people create themselves jobs where jobs are not. Let me give you an example. You have had banks having issues being hacked, right?
Sure, yes.
Last time, Bank of Uganda, they claimed that it was hacked, right?
Yes.
There are banks that have been hacked and they don't display that, to maintain the trust of people.
Yes, of the public, yes.
There's someone who can create themselves a job by hacking the bank. And when they hack for the good. There's hacking for the good.
For the good, eh?
Yeah. Someone hacks the bank and then goes to the bank and says, you have a loophole in your bank and you are likely to lose billions of money in the next 1 week.
And they are the very ones to fix that.
And they are the very ones to fix that, and they are the very ones to show the bank. And then the manager says, you have proof about that? They show them, and then they say, I can fix this, but this is my price.
Bro.
Yes.
Anyways.
That is it.
It is kind of, weird, but
yeah, because also banks are aware that there are very many cybersecurity issues going on, and they lose billions of money just that they don't tell the public to maintain their trust.
Oh yeah. So they keep it confidential.
They keep it confidential because if you know that they hacked this bank, they hacked my bank, my money is going to rush and withdraw all of it.
Yes.
So and also banks are going, fintech-wise. You see most banks have mobile apps. I can, do a transaction on my phone here. So that means there are threats as well. As I'm doing a transaction, my money can be diverted. Anytime. So they need stronger people who can increase security, on their systems.
Yeah.
So then we ask people in cybersecurity, if you're in cybersecurity, what are you doing? Are you thinking that way? You can create yourself a job where it is not.
Interesting, Cirus. Cirus, let's talk about...
I'll give you another example.
Yes, Cirus, please do.
Banks yearn to increase on their customers in different sectors. You can have a tool or an AI that can help on increasing the sales of these people when they're doing less. They are reaching out to customers maybe in a more digital way. Then maybe the AI you have developed answers everything of the clients, and it has proof that it can increase on customer retention, on getting new customers. And that's something you sell to these people because they are looking for customers every day.
They're looking for those solutions. Yeah.
Every business is looking to increase for its customers.
Yes.
So for you sit down and think and say, I think I have gotten a solution to increase customers of this business. And I'm going to sell it to
You've created
people.
a job.
You have created yourself a job.
Interesting. Cirus, let's talk about something interesting. Because nowadays, many young people are in what we call the gig economy. Yeah, we are seeing the freelancers. Are they the influencers as well?
Yeah, influencers, yeah.
Influencers, yeah. Those guys, they're all over on TikTok, Twitter, X now, Facebook, yeah. And they're earning big, yeah. So, Cirus, I want to have your view on the role of these, on the role of technology, yeah, in as far as this gig economy is concerned.
Actually, the gig economy is growing, I think, with high support from also technology. Because the influencers, if they don't have the technology, like most influencers maybe who use X,
yes,
there are influencers who use TikTok,
yes,
others use LinkedIn,
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
Yes.
So you find that these are platforms, these are technology platforms that they're leveraging on by, finding ways of having a huge audience on their accounts.
Yes.
And then in return, they use their audience to lobby for gigs.
Oh, yes.
You see?
Yes.
So you just imagine if these platforms were not in place. Where would they have the millions of the people they have?
Sure.
No way. And then also the technology makes the gig economy in a way that you can access millions of people on a single platform. You can make a post and it goes viral and you get millions of views. You know? And sometimes these companies are looking for visibility.
The ones that advertise,
the ones that give gigs to
these people, these guys,
people.
Yeah.
They're looking for visibility. They want to tap into the visibility of the audience of these influencers. Yeah, mainly.
But yes, Cirus. But recently, I had some of these guys complaining that, for example, here in Uganda, these tech companies, for example, TikTok, they're not paying these guys. But when you see, for example, in South Africa, in Nigeria, these guys are being, paid at the end of the month. They are paid. But why is it not the case in some of these African countries?
I think it depends on the type of country you are in. We have first class, second world, and third.
I like that.
World, yeah. So our country being in a third world.
We are third world.
Yeah. So also the payments differ. A TikToker in Europe and Asia is not paid the same as a TikToker in Africa. Yeah. So it depends on the standard.
Why?
I've told you the economies differ.
Oh.
Countries are also respected in the rankings. Yeah.
Does it depend on how developed an economy is?
Exactly. Where do you fall as Uganda? Are you a second world country or a third world?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it comes back on how do we see that maybe we move our economy.
Sure.
Maybe from low middle income, to upper middle income.
Yes.
Such things. So as citizens of the country, if we need to strengthen or include on our lobbyings, also in terms of earning in different sectors, we need to see that the economy grows. I think the Kenyans have left us a little bit. The Tanzanians have left us. They're already in upper middle income.
Yes, Cyrus, don't you think it's about, it's high time our government, for example, here in Uganda, our government in Uganda, don't you think it's high time these guys engaged these big tech companies? For example, recently I saw the president of Kenya, William Ruto, going to Google, those big companies. And guy was having real conversations. Or conversations about some of these aspects. And after those visits, we could see those guys, paying visits, to Nairobi. Don't you think our government needs to kind of engage, sit on a round table with these big companies to have a real conversation about this? Because young people are now earning a living on, So what do you think? What do you think about that?
I think government needs to rethink on its budget and plan on the technology of this country. Because when you look at the sectors government highly prioritizes, I think ICT is not even in the top 3. It's very absurd, And if government can realize that technology is an incentive or a catalyst to all sectors.
Yes.
Because government puts priority in things like agriculture, tourism, education. But did you know that technology catalyzes all those things?
Cuts across.
Because today we are talking about agri-tech. You're talking about edutech.
Fintech.
You're talking about fintech. You find that all those sectors have to marry technology. So if government invests highly in technology, all these sectors will marry technology.
Surely.
And that will change, the ecosystem here. It will change the economy a lot. And government will tell you the backbone of this country is agriculture. But then you say, how much do you get from agriculture? You are highly substantial.
I think that has been that song.
It's very absurd for country's backbone to be agriculture, because you see, most agriculture fields are where in rural areas.
Interestingly, Cyrus, you will find an economist like me.
Yeah.
I will urge you out. Yeah.
You see now,
I will urge you like agriculture is indeed the backbone. Yeah,
it's
according
the
to
backbone.
theories.
But you see, we need to make that backbone commercial. We are still on subsistence, right?
Yes.
Subsistence farming,
agriculture,
right?
Yes.
So we need to turn that commercial, right? So as people can earn more, right?
Yes.
Can produce more for export, for this market, for selling, so as we make money.
Serious, are you trying to mean that what is lacking is the commercialization aspect?
Subsistence, they are growing for survival at home, right?
Yes.
You get it. They are growing for survival. But if it is our backbone, how do we leverage on it? So as countries that want to start agriculture, come and benchmark from our backbone here. So we need to see that we have more exports in agriculture on this continent, in Asia, in Europe.
And at the end of the day, you need technology to
Exactly.
be part of the equation.
Yes, technology will help you sell, sell this country that our backbone is agriculture, but it is commercial. We export, our nice pineapples, our good matokes,
Yes.
And that will generate money for this economy, even more for those families. You're right?
Thank you. Interesting. Interesting, Cirus. It's an interesting conversation, I must say. Cirus, let's talk about a digital currency. Yeah. I don't know whether when we talk about digital currency, is crypto digital?
It's a digital currency.
Yeah, we are hearing about cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Guys are doing forex trading. I mean, all that. For our viewer, for the benefit of our viewer out there, what is, someone maybe they might be hearing about digital currency for their first time. What is it for starters, Cirus?
Well, when we say digital currencies, mainly we refer to crypto.
Oh, yes.
So crypto has an element of blockchain. And digital currencies, in most cases, I would say people like them because they believe that they are more secure.
That is crypto?
Yeah, that's crypto.
Yes.
They believe that they are more secure, and since people want to go cashless,
cashless
especially
economy.
in the other worlds, people are not using hard cash. They are going cashless, so now they're modernizing it in a way that they use digital currencies. And for a person who is in Uganda here, I would say these currencies sometimes may be so early. I would say so early to them, because also when you look at the adaptability, what does the government say? What does the central bank say on cryptocurrencies?
The regulatory environment.
Exactly. But if you have learned them and you have interest in them, this is where I tell you that you have to think global.
Yes.
Yeah. You see, if you are in technology and you are in a third world country and you want to think locally and within the boundaries of your country, you are not going to make money.
Interesting, because Cirus, earlier we had a conversation about that, and you told me that most of your clients are not Ugandans.
Yes.
And it was quite interesting, because you would expect Uganda being your where your base is. You would expect to have the lion's share of your market, but to have your market abroad. And so I think I just wanted to bring in that.
Yeah, but, you see, let me give you an example.
Yes, Cirus.
They say birds of the same feathers
flock together.
Eagles fly with eagles.
Oh, yes.
So when you look at the world's top billionaires, which economies are they in? They're in Europe, they're in Asia,
America,
right? They're in the Western world, right?
Yes, Western.
It means that the technology they have built, the economies they're in, have managed to see that they can sustain, they can benefit from them. While we are still lagging highly in technology in Africa, we have issues like internet connectivity. That's number one. Our governments have adamantly refused to invest in technology because they will not claim that they don't have the money to invest in.
Money is there.
Their priorities are different. Military, some say agriculture.
The 4-acre models.
So you find that if you want to make money out of a particular sector, look at where the people who have been successful, where are they making money from? Which
investing
economies?
Smart.
So you know that, yes, if I'm based in Uganda, we are in a global world.
Yes.
I can tap into different economies. If I'm in cryptocurrency and it's not understood in Uganda, it doesn't mean that go out of business.
Global village.
Yeah, think about, does Dubai do it? A flight to Dubai is not very expensive, and it's a direct flight,
Yes.
You can use Fly Emirates, If it is Qatar, you get the Qatar Airways, you go to, you go to Doha. If it is in Europe, you think and say, where is market for the thing I'm in? And then you see how you can tap into that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because you have the way I said, birds of the same feathers. You have to fly where your fellow people who think the way you think are. You have to go there. You get it will help the money flow easily, and then it will help you also here to influence others to to fly with you, to think like you.
Surely, yes.
Yeah, but it would not make sense if you are stuck here. You are blaming government is not understanding cryptocurrency. There's nothing you're gonna do about it.
So I think you guys who are
there's nothing gonna do about it,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So you have to say, okay, they're not understanding. So they're not saying anything. What do I do? Then you say, okay,
Cirus,
I need to move.
Does that mean that the government has deliberately ignored some of these?
Sometimes the people in the positions that are supposed to make decisions don't understand these things.
Sure, yes.
Mainly, most of them of the old age, of the old generation. And some of these things are of the latest, generation. So you find that integrating the latest technologies or the latest generation into the old generation
quite hard. It's
very hard. Yeah. So I would say for adaptability, we need new faces of the current generation in those positions to make, informed decisions. And you will not blame them because they wouldn't approve something they don't understand.
Sure, yes, surely. That's the fact. That's the fact. No doubt about that.
So they say, I need to first understand. And you will hear them out. So, okay.
And I think the government has to put young people like you, Cirus, in those kind of positions to be able to influence some of these policies. So, Cirus, you have explained very well what digital currencies are. And we want to talk about, I want to talk about the future of these digital currencies, and their impact on the global market.
Well, I think the future is so great, because if I can pay for a hotel with my Bitcoin, account, for example, if I'm traveling to Belgium or Switzerland, and I go to maybe booking.com and I book a hotel, and there are options of me paying with my, crypto wallet, like maybe the Bitcoin. That means a lot, And as I told you, those wallets are untrackable.
Sure, yes.
And people like a lot of privacy.
I like your choice of words. Yes, Cirus.
So you really see that if the outside world, people are saying that you have now options of paying using these currencies, it shows you that it has future. I'll give you an example. I remember when the use of ChatGPT had just come, that AI, it was not very popular, I think, before COVID. It was popular after COVID.
After COVID.
Yeah. And some people had adamantly refused to use AI. They had adamantly refused. But because it came and it revolutionized
the entire ecosystem.
I researched about when ChatGPT people, those people of open source started. They started around, I think, 2012. They started doing their things there. Then COVID came in there. They started to boom around 2021, 2022.
After COVID.
Yeah, after COVID. But they had started earlier on. So you find that one thing I've seen about these technologies, when they are coming, you may ignore them. But when they really come and sink in, the people who adopted them earlier are the ones that benefit. You all run to them to teach you.
Oh, yes.
I need a lesson.
Yes.
Can you show me how to use, my crypto wallet and so on? You start running to them. And last time I was seeing how the previous Bitcoin, buying Bitcoins back in the days, like 5 years ago and today, the prices, how they have increased, gradually.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, because, and trust me, in the next 3 years, it's going to be a different thing.
It's going to boom.
it will boom, and you find that those that had bought early their Bitcoins, you find that they will be because they will be selling now. It's
So
like, you have the dollar. You say,
yes.
let me change my currency to dollar. So when the prices, go high,
Then
I sell.
Yeah. I know.
So that's the game.
Serious. I think that speaks to what I wanted to ask you. Because you talked about selling and buying. Because at times I get confused, and maybe for the benefit of our viewers out there, forex trading, and crypto. Is it for forex trading and crypto trading? I don't know, because I always have a conversation about forex trading with my guy Sulaiman. Shout out to you, my guy. He's learning how to trade. I don't know. Is forex trading the same as? Is it the same as?
It's not the same.
And man, guys are
It's not
living
the same.
a posh life.
But you
on
see,
forex trading.
what I can say, if somebody wants to go in forex trading, it's very important for them, number one,
Yes.
to understand how forex trading works. Forex trading is very good if you have some money, for example, you highly put in the bank and you highly don't use. And because if all you have at the moment is what you are planning to put in forex trading, you may be disappointed.
So you're not damn chalo.
So forex trading works for people who have like some, I would say, sleeping money, like maybe on the bank, and you are not on pressure. And since I said you need knowledge about forex trading, because you can know when to trade and when not to trade. You get it?
Yes.
And some people hire people who help them, inform them that place the trading now.
Yeah.
Prices are favorable,
So in other words, they are brokers.
Yeah, there are brokers. Like, there's somebody who can give you a tip, because you will not always be there looking, saying that this is the best time, to trade. Yeah. So you need to be informed about that sector, because you may put in your money and regret. Yeah. So, but there are those people, I don't know if you have heard the saying that the rich will always be rich, because they have reserve money. Yes, they have reserve money. So if he plans and says that trading is worth investing in, so it's not on pressure that I need to get returns there and then. So he can say, I'm going to place, but he gets somebody who tells him this is the right time and this is how much you should place. So the more you place, the more figure you use to place, the more you earn.
Interesting. Man, I didn't know this. I didn't know this.
So you are supposed to see that at least even when you have placed, you are not, in hurry. You are not, on panic that I need to get back my money there and then. But it is good business if you are that kind of a person who has some reserve cash.
Sure.
There are people who keep their money in the bank for so long. And sometimes the bank even does not give them interest. It's just their sleeping money,
Yeah.
And, our currency keeps depreciating.
Sure is.
So
it's not debatable.
Instead of, making my money depreciate on my savings account, I can put a portion of it in trading.
Interesting conversation right there. Cirus, now I want us to talk about policy.
Policy.
I want us to talk about policy and regulation in as far as tech industry is concerned. Do you think, how can you rate the government in terms of policy and regulation out of 10?
Okay, of late, I would say maybe we can give them a 7.
7?
Of late,
they're not doing so badly.
They're trying. They're trying their best. I think government has realized a couple of things of late, and at least I would say I've seen some good policies. I've seen they're putting emphasis on intellectual property, emphasis on BPO. Last time I heard about when they are launching things like the startup policy for startups.
Yeah,
they're highly advocating for under the Minister of ICT. intellectual property. They're talking to companies to register for IPs, the importance of these IPs. How can, if you have an IP, how can you use it as collateral security to get maybe some financing in the bank? And that's good progress, at least.
Yeah, but again, Cyrus, cause man, when you read, cause last night I read, some part of is it youth policy or some policy? I mean, the point I'm trying to drive home is that policies are so on paper. They're so, well articulated.
But implementation.
When it comes to implementation, could ground even to be that. What is causing that mismatch?
I think also, as much as government is highly maybe working on policy, how do we see that the people don't know these policies?
Is it adaptability now?
No, because you see, they may pass a policy and you go into a sector and you yourself, you don't know that there is a policy that favors you. And then somebody takes advantage over you. For example, you are there are policies like, let me give you an example. If you are a highly person who makes your money mainly from abroad, you highly do export.
Sure, yes.
You find that you are VAT free.
Yes.
You are VAT free.
Free, you're not taxed.
Because you are bringing money into the economy.
Yes.
Your money comes from outside, you're bringing money.
You're bringing in dollars and
exactly.
The foreign exchange.
You get it.
Yeah.
So they may exempt you on VAT.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But you find that maybe somebody doesn't know that.
Yeah, sure.
You get.
Yeah.
So you find that how do we see that some of these policies they pass, people get to know them. This is how people are going to appreciate that there is something that is being done. And this is, if I know it and somebody tries to take advantage of me, I can say it. Then someone says, this person knows. It also gives you confidence to move, forward and say, okay, if I have an exemption of a particular task, if I'm doing export, so meaning I'm bringing in foreign here in the country, people will think and say, I think I need also to concentrate about the outside business.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
But people don't know that.
Interesting. Yeah, Cirus, now let's talk about financial inclusion. Yeah. In as far as tech is concerned, do you think tech has widened that gap, or it is trying to bridge that gap? What's the right description of that?
I think if you say financial inclusion in regards to technology, today we are seeing very many fintechs. And fintechs will kick out many banks.
Sure.
Very soon.
Sure.
And very many banks are worried about many fintechs. Because fintechs have made it in a way that at least you can access money when you don't even have those very, very many, high collateral, like what the bank asks. And fintechs have gone too much on the ground.
They have,
you know? So, and people are trusting them. And then the investors are highly putting much emphasis on fintechs. You find that they have high potential and they revolutionize the banking sector.
Investors are putting their money.
Much in Africa, very many investors are putting much focus on fintechs.
Fintech, other than the traditional banks.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So you find that that is going to revolutionize the banking sector.
Because these fintechs are reaching down to
they are reaching down and people can transact digitally.
Easily,
That's number one.
Yeah.
It also contributes to technology adaptability. Somebody knows that I can transact, using maybe this application, this system, and investors like when your business has, circulation, money moves.
Oh, yes.
A lot, and you have clients moving. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting, Cirus. It's an interesting conversation, I must say.
Yeah.
As we're about to wind this this conversation, Cirus, because it's not lost on me that it's not all rosy. It's not, it's not a bed of roses. Yeah. Of course, there are challenges embedded.
Yeah. Sure.
For example, you're in this kind of industry, and what are some of the challenges that are embedded in this kind of industry, and how can how they can be navigated? How can someone navigate some of those challenges? Yeah, to be able to maybe thrive sustainably.
I think one of the biggest challenges, I think everybody will agree with me, is I think access to finance.
Access to finance.
Because everything in business highly requires financing.
Sure, yes.
Financing is a very big caution in business. You find that if you don't invest in your business, in your startup, in your company, you are likely not to benefit out of it.
That's where the problem is, and maybe for many maybe young guys who would like to
Because I'll give you an example. The opportunity may be in Japan, may be in Belgium, Switzerland. You're supposed to take the flight. You book the hotel. You have to feed. That's a lot of money.
Interesting. Interesting. Cirus, our time is fast spent. Yeah. But I want you in just 30 seconds. Speak to a young fellow out there who would like to invest or who would like to start a career in tech. Speak to that person.
I think...
look in that camera, Cirus. Look in that camera. Yeah. Speak to that person directly.
Well, I think somebody who wants to start a career in tech, the first thing I think they need to highly prioritize, number one, is the skill.
The skill.
Yeah, you need to have a skill, because a skill is the one that is going to help you maybe in your early days. Everything you're gonna do it yourself. Okay, so maybe if you are doing a company and it needs a website, you do it yourself because you have the skill. If maybe it needs an application, you do the app. You are the first one to do some of these things yourself. And the skills you have at the moment are like the capital you have at the moment.
Sure, yes.
And from my own experience, that's what I did. Most of the things I first did them by myself. The programming, the the starting the social media pages, everything myself. And that skill saved me money, rather than maybe hiring somebody when you don't have money to hire.
Interesting.
So first leverage on the skills you have, at the moment. Then with time, you keep building onto those. Other things come along the way. Maybe the other I can add on is don't, do what you're doing in silos. You need to go in spaces where, like, remember when I said birds of same feathers? Move. You don't need to move out of this country, but first look in Uganda. Where do I find people who are like me, who are starting something, who are founding something? They're in hubs. Like the National ICT Innovation Hub.
Yeah.
There are many hubs around the country. Go to those places. You may not have space in there, but attend some events and speak to some of them and hear what they have to say.
Yes, Cirus. Yes.
It's going to open up your mind, and there are some challenges you may be facing, and when you hear somebody's story, there are things you learn, and you're like, okay, I'm not alone.
Thank you very much, Cirus. Thank you for coming through, my guy. Thank you, Cirus. Guys, Cirus there, Cirus, CEO Sumic IT Solutions Limited. He's a writer, speaker. So you can search about him. Yeah, he's an interesting guy there. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Once again, please go to our YouTube channel. That is the Day of a Hustler podcast. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Keep the conversation going. Shout out to all my guys. Shout out to my partners, the ones who are behind the cameras, CBM brothers, yeah? Please reach out to those guys. They can do interesting work, related to, to this, yeah? So until the next episode, yeah? Ciao, ciao. Guys, bye.